Chris, and welcome back to Audio Addiction. If you're unfamiliar with who we are a YouTube channel that does everything from band interviews to live show coverage to album reviews. And speaking of album reviews, that's what I will be doing today. I will be doing an album review on AFI's latest record, The Blood Album. Just a little bit about AFI before we get started here. So first off, the band was first started back in 1991. They started with very punk influence, but have evolved over the years because this is actually their 10th studio album. Right now, the band is comprised of members Davey Havok on vocals, Jade Puget on guitar, Hunter Bergen on bass, and Adam Carson on drums rounds out the quartet. And this was put out by Universal Music. So my first impressions of this album was it was pretty good, so I'm going to go through every track individually, and then I'll give it a score at the end. Alright, so the first track on the album is called Dark Snow, and this is very familiar for those that are listening to Sing the Sorrow and have listened to their self-titled back in the day. So it's a great track to really bring us into this new version of AFI. I really liked the keyboard. It added something that I've never really heard in AFI before. I also really enjoyed the reverb on the guitar. And the piano part with the reverb singing, it was in an interlude part of the song. That was really cool. And I just dug that Davey Havok, you know, he still has that really unique kind of singing tone to him. Next up, we have Still a Stranger. This is a very different song for AFI. It starts out with this acoustic kind of feel, and then it goes into just a very radio rock type, more of a mainstream kind of feel, I would say. But it definitely has some harder edge stuff in there, like the gang vocals are really cool. But there's also a bit of a screaming part towards the end, which I really enjoyed. This to me was one of my favorite songs off this album. Moving on to track number 3 called Aurelia. So this had an 80s vibe to me, like especially the verse had that kind of like between the drums, like the snare drum, the way the effect was on that kind of reminded me of the very similar sounding 4/4 beats for the drums back in the 80s, and it was more of a slower type song. I thought it was okay. Okay, so moving on to track number 4, we have Hidden Knives, which is easily one of my favorite songs off the album, probably because it's a pop punk, very heavy influence song here. We got this heavy distorted guitar chugging along, and then we have an awesome powerful chorus that's a very anthem sound to it. I really like this song. Track number 5 on this album is called Get Hurt. So I'll be upfront with you guys, this was my least favorite song on the album. I feel like Davey Havok's voice was very strange in that verse. It was like they were going for almost like a country vibe. It's something that also seemed like it dragged on for way longer than it should have. But I will say the guitar solo was pretty cool towards the end. Song number 6 is called Above the Bridge. So I really like the groove to this song. It's got this nice vibe. But, I mean, it didn't really resonate with me. I just was passively listening to this thing and not getting much out of it, unfortunately. Track number 7, So Beneath You. So this is another one of those radio rock type songs, but it's got this awesome kind of punk style guitar riff to it that resonates throughout. And it's a great song that you want to get up and just dance to. It's really interesting. The chorus is really aggressive with Davey Havok's voice. I feel like it's one of the harder edged songs, and I did like towards the end how it does go into a slower part of the progression. Track number 8 is called Snowcats. So this one actually has a video. This is one of the very familiar AFI songs. Again, this is more or less like the Sing the Sorrow self-titled album kind of songs. And it does get a little bit slow. It's more of that ballad type of song. Now number 9, Dumb Kids, definitely picks things up for the speed. This is easily the fastest song on this record. But I really dug the song because it was like a bit of a nostalgia trip for AFI, because when they first started their band, a lot of their stuff was just all it was punk, and this is harkens back to that, very punk-esque. The cool drum intro was just awesome to me. I just really think this is one of my favorites, no doubt. This is a really, really cool song. I wish more songs were like this on the album. Now, number 10 is called Pink Eyes, and it has a really, really great bass part that just, you could really, it's really distinct. You can really feel it throughout the song. And this song has awesome gang vocals, and the harmonies are really, really good too. Really, really catchy stuff here. Track number 11, we have Feed from the Floor. So right off the bat, this song definitely made me think, wow, there's a lot of production in this song. So first off, I really liked how they used the piano throughout the song. That definitely gave it a different kind of flavor. And it was a nice, slow and mellow song that you could just chill out to. Okay, track number 12 is called White Offerings. Guys, I'm just going to let it out right now. This is my favorite song on this record. It's the first one I heard. It's got this video that's out there on YouTube you can check out, which is pretty interesting. But what resonates with me with the song is how much it strikes a chord to its older self. This is pretty much like the Sing the Sorrow, self-titled kind of song. Davey Havok's vocals are at its best on this song, what we come to know and love with that vocalist. And I do like how it slows down into like a breakdown kind of interlude sort of thing. That was really, really cool. But yeah, this song, I could just listen to this on repeat over and over again and just bang my head, because it's a repetitive song, I'm not going to lie. But just because it's repetitive doesn't mean it has to be bad. Like, there's good repetitive songs out there that you can just jam out over and over and over again, and this is one of those. So for number 13, we have She Speaks the Language. Again, this is another one of those songs that fans of AFI for a long time would appreciate. It's got that Sing the Sorrow and self-titled feel to it. The drums and the guitar, they were synchronized, and it was really, really cool from the beginning. There was like this nice hi-hat feeling, and I did like the overall darkness of the song. Track number 14 is called The Wind That Carries Me Away, and I did not like this song at all. It's got this bluesy feel. It doesn't really fit with the rest of the album. I feel like Davey Havok's vocals are just really inconsistent between the verse and the chorus. It just sounds like it's two different songs completely. However, I think the guitar solo is pretty damn cool. So that's going to wrap it up for my track-by-track analysis. So moving on to what I did like overall with this album was, first off, Davey Havok. It seems like he's just constantly growing as a musician. He hasn't lost it after all these years of performing and recording. He's got a lot of range in his vocals. I also really dug the implementation of the keyboard and the piano on a lot of the songs. It adds to its production value of the band. And, just the overall instrumentation, the guitar, drums, bass, everything just was solid. Now, moving on to my negatives, I felt like some of the song placement in this would have been better if certain things were shifted up front. Like, I would have liked to see White Offerings towards the front of the song to get people really into it, and move some other songs around. And speaking of that, this is a 14-track album that I don't think needed to be 14 tracks long. I think they could have shortened it to like maybe 10, at most 12 tracks, to get rid of some of those songs that just kind of had me just, not really caring so much, just kind of drifting off when they came on. And the sound itself was kind of inconsistent throughout. I would have liked, again, if this could have been fixed with a shorter album. Like I said, there was like that blues song in there, this 80s sounding song, and then you had a pop punk song, you had, all these different kind of genres almost in this album that just kind of battled with each other. But that's what I thought of the album. I'm going to go ahead and score this album, the Blood album, a 7.5 out of 10. I really did enjoy the album, and it's continually growing on me. But there was just some things that held it back from being great. I would have liked to, had more memorable songs. Like White Offerings is always going to be that song that stuck with me. I wish there could have been a couple more like White Offerings. But that is going to do it for my review of AFI's The Blood album. So what did you guys think? We want to know what you thought in that comment section below. Please make sure to subscribe to our channel. We always update this frequently. Like I said at the beginning of the video, we got the album reviews, the band interviews, and live event coverage. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button. We hope you got your fix. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.